PEP Radio is a part of the Pennsylvania Equality Project that plays music, news, and weather, actively advocating for the LGBTQ+ and disabled since 2024.
PEP Radio, available on Live 365, Roku, Alexa, and at paquality.com.
Here at Gay SA Radio, we're very happy to welcome the Othering podcast to our airwaves. Catch the show every Thursday at noon CAT, bringing fresh voices and compelling conversations straight to you.
Head over to gsaradio.stream to find out how you can tune in and become part of our family. Don't miss it, only on Gay SA Radio, where you are family.
One man and one woman join forces to rid the world
What are you doing?
of inequality and fascism.
Seriously?
I'm trying I'm trying to do a promo here.
For whom? What are you doing?
Welcome to the Othering Podcast with Mike and Dory.
Hello.
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 How are you?
I'm great. How are y'all?
Good.
We're doing all right. Okay, today we are talking to Laura Stinson. She is the artist and owner of Fairy Nerdy, a small online shop selling her original artwork and designs in various formats. She's also the host of Bad Attitudes, an uninspiring podcast about disability, a light on the inspiration, heavy on the sarcasm podcast about the realities of living life disabled. Laura was born with Osteogenesis Imperfecta, or also known as Brittle Bone Disease, and has used a manual wheelchair since the age of 4. She can be found online at her websites, fairynerdy.com and badattitudepods.com, as well as on social media. Welcome, Laura. It's great to have you.
Yes, it is welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my God. It is great to have you. Welcome. Not it is welcome to have you. So, I want to talk about, how did you come up with the name of your website, Fairy Nerdy?
Everybody thinks it's like some great thing. The truth is, I like fairies and I'm a big nerd. So
I think it works.
Like
That works.
It's really simple.
I like that though, because honestly though, I have to say that it was, every time I see it, I keep wanting to say fairly nerdy.
Yeah.
Because of Fairly Odd Parents and all that stuff. So it's like, it kind of just clicks that way. And it's like, nope, it's fairy. I like
Fairy
fairies.
as in very.
Which one came first, the Fairy Nerdy or the podcast?
Fairy Nerdy came first.
Okay.
Yeah, the podcast came later. Podcast came during COVID when I was like, we couldn't do anything. So
Right.
I started listening to podcasts, which is actually not something I really do. I don't really listen to podcasts, which is kind of, as a podcast host, it's a little bit embarrassing to say that, but whatever. And I was like, I can do this, I think, maybe.
Why did you start the Fairy Nerdy? Like, what kind of inspired you to do that?
Or uninspired.
Originally, yeah, what uninspired? Originally, it was honestly because I've always been artistic and creative, and frankly, I was running out of storage space, and I needed to get rid of stuff. So I started an Etsy shop trying to sell stuff, and it wasn't Fairy Nerdy at first. It was something else. It eventually became Fairy Nerdy, and I started to, I discovered sticker making, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I can do this. Because really my biggest creative passion is illustration, and that's what I really enjoy doing. And I feel like stickers are a good way to share art in a format that is available to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Because it's affordable, it's small, it's portable.
And who doesn't love stickers? I mean, come on.
I mean, seriously. I was really surprised when I started making them how popular they actually are. I hadn't realized and now I'm like a huge like sticker nerd now too. So
I love stickers. I remember like putting on my Trapper Keeper. Yeah, that dates me so much. Putting it on my Trapper Keeper, my folders, and all of those things. I would like dress up in stickers all over, and I had stickers on my walls. Sorry, Mom. And and I had like I would put it on my bed. Again, sorry, Mom. And just anything I could that would house a sticker, I would put it on there. So I can't imagine not loving a sticker.
Yeah, they're really popular, and like you would think it would mostly be kids, but I mean it's all ages. Even like white-haired old ladies. Like it's awesome.
It is, and I mean, again, it's something that kind of is affordable. It's everybody can enjoy it. You can just enjoy the art that went into it. And honestly, like looking at them, like for instance, remember when The Handmaid's Tale was fiction? Good times. And those types of things. It's a nice way of being political without necessarily you can't always talk or say something, but it allows you to speak without having to yell it from the rooftops. And I think that's really cool.
It lets you make your point known without having to be like in your face about it. And,
and sometimes people don't always get the hint, so you can just point to the sticker.
Yeah.
People online on the internet are kind of nasty about political stuff. Do you ever get any feedback, bad feedback from some of your stickers?
Not yet.
That's good.
Good.
And I put that at, I don't have a very big platform. So I'm like, once I start getting the hate comments, I'll be like, oh, I made it. And honestly, even if I did, I really don't care.
Right.
I know, I speak out a lot about current politics on the podcast as well because of how it affects disabled people. And I'm like, I know that I'm putting a target on my back at this point. Like, I know that if my platform grows, things could happen. And I'm like, well, I'm that thing. I'm like, I'm not going to be known as a woman who kept her mouth shut.
Right.
Yeah, you can't be quiet.
That's why
we do the same thing.
Even though it's terrifying to think that, at some point somebody could decide that they want to shut me up or whatever. But at least I'll go down knowing that I put up a fight and I spoke truth. And I wasn't lying and I didn't hide behind something. Everybody's going to die. I might as well die for a reason, a good reason, than I stubbed my toe and, fell on a nail.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to die for my beliefs.
Oh, no.
I'm not one of those people who's like, I will lay down my... No. If you're coming for me, I'm taking you out first.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There's absolutely... but yeah, there's no benefit to staying quiet at this point. If you're quiet at this, silence is on the side of the oppressor.
Yes.
Yep.
Silence means that you condone what they're doing.
Yeah, I even have a sticker that says silence is compliance. So, yeah.
And just, I couldn't be quiet. I've never been quiet. I mean, I was the kid in school that was, ripping assholes left and right at bullies because, I'm not going to let somebody bully other kids. Even if what they say is true, it's still not okay to do that.
Just because it's true doesn't mean you have to say it.
Right.
I'm the opposite. I was always the quiet one. But since doing this and being so involved in the community, I'm more outspoken now.
Yeah. I was the quiet kid. I was really lucky. I didn't really witness a lot of bullying and I didn't experience it, which I know is not really the norm for disabled kids. But as I've gotten older, I've definitely gotten more outspoken and more like, you know what? I'm tired of staying quiet when I see something that's wrong. And I think a big part of that was growing up disabled, which gave me, I think, a lot more empathy towards people who are different. Like, racism never made sense to me. like I didn't get, like, I couldn't comprehend it. It didn't make sense. Like, so that kid is black. So what? I couldn't understand it, like, on a fundamental level. Like,
Right.
so what?
It's, honestly, I think it's jealousy of some sort. We have to always work 10 times harder than a lot of other people, and some of them don't earn their place. And because of that, they want to take down everyone else that has earned their place. And sometimes it's we were born with the wrong skin tone because they want to be tan, or they're mad because their hair doesn't curl like ours, or whatever stupid reason it is. It still kind of comes down to, when you think about it, it just seems like an jealousy. It's just overly jealous over something that they think that we don't have the right to have, and they want, but they can't have it.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
You mentioned growing up, and in your intro, you said you've been in a wheelchair since the age of 4. What was that like in school? I mean, you said you weren't bullied at all, but did you feel different, or did it not really bother you because you didn't know much better because of the age that you started using the chair and everything?
Well, I always talk about this one thing that happened, and the weird thing is I don't remember it. I think I probably blocked it out. So I really only know it from other people telling me. But, growing up in the 80s, the big thing was, like, the birthday parties at McDonald's and Burger King and stuff.
Yep.
And when I was about 5, one of my friends had her birthday party at McDonald's, and we went in, and this random kid just stood up and goes, "She's in a wheelchair." And, like, everybody, like, whipped their head around to look at me. And I'm like, and I feel like that's the moment I realized I was different than other people.
Right.
So there wasn't, so in school specifically, there wasn't a lot of overt sort of being made aware of how different I was, but you always know. Like,
Right.
you just always know. I mean, like I said, I was very lucky. I wasn't bullied. I wouldn't say I was popular, but I was like, I'm like one of those, like, I'm too nerdy for the cool kids, but too cool for the nerdy kids.
Right.
Like, I'm, like, right there in the middle. So, like, I always had friends. So I wasn't ostracized, really. Like, so, I mean, I always feel very empathetic towards people who say they were bullied for their disability, because I'm like, I don't know what that's like. Like, I experienced ableism, for sure. But, like, bullying, not really.
Which I don't understand the ableism. I mean,
well, it's just, it's internalized like, when I was in high school, my sophomore year, I went to a really inaccessible high school. And one time, or that year when, they did picture day, they had an auditorium that was downstairs that I could not access for picture day. So they had to bring a photographer up to another level, set out in the middle of, like, the mall area, like the open, when you come in the doors, and, like, had to have my picture taken there. And my mom was like, "This is really not cool that, you have to do this." And the teacher was like, "Well, it's just like her driving her car with her pedal extensions." No. When I'm in my car, nobody knows that I'm using pedal extensions unless they're in the car with me.
right.
Like, this is, people are looking at me. Like, why is this weirdo out in the middle of everything having her picture taken like this? You know, like, it's stuff like that. Like, my sophomore year was a horrible experience. I hated it so much.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't understand ableism. I don't understand why people can't have empathy and compassion for people who just happen to have a disability, whether it's mental or physical. Whether you can see it or not, it doesn't matter. I don't understand why we have to be so cruel to each other.
Because we always have to feel like we're better than somebody, I think. And this is an easy way to figure out who we're better than. Even like, people always wanted to, downplay my intelligence or whatever. And I'm like, I mean, and I don't want to brag, but like, I'm smart.
Right.
Like I was in the advanced classes. I took AP. I graduated with honor. Like, I'm smart. I know what I'm talking about. But people want to downplay it because I have a physical disability, and it screws with their heads to see somebody with a physical disability excel academically.
Right.
But that's just so stupid.
Well, yeah, I know that.
Of course it is.
It's just, that's why we're better, because we know it's stupid. I mean, you don't have to pinpoint the differences. If you're a good person, just bask in the glory of being a good person. Because our differences aren't actually what makes us better or worse than somebody. It's actually just what makes you you. You know, it's not like we go around saying, you know what, today I want to be ostracized and made fun of, so I'm going to make sure that I look like this and I have this. And, you know, we don't sit out and do that. And if you feel that bad about yourself that you have to put somebody else down, then maybe you should put yourself down.
I mean, I agree. It's insecurity. It's based in insecurity. It's, you know, and it's like, I mean, my success is a threat.
But it's not.
Logically, it's not. But, like, that's what they see. They see my success. They see my abilities. They see, you know, whatever. It's a threat because of their insecurity.
But it's not a threat. Actually, when everybody succeeds, we bring people with us.
Yeah.
If you're so focused on trying to make us fail, you have to fail in order to be there with us. Just like, you know, when you're being the oppressor, you have to stay down with the oppressed in order to keep the oppressed there. You don't benefit.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying, but it took me until, you know, I'm in my 30s to, like, figure it out, and I'm 44 now, like, and I'm still like, well, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard when you're a teenager, especially when everything is about, you know, be like each other, be like your friends. And it took me until my 30s to go, I was never gonna be like them. And I'm just like, I want to shake like little 12-year-old Laura and be like, you're never gonna be like them. It's okay.
No, I get that. I mean, I was kind of the same, but I kind of knew I wasn't going to be like them at the same time because, well, for one, they were white. I'm not.
Yeah.
And so that kind of makes it painfully obvious.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was pretty much almost exclusively the only disabled kid from kindergarten through 12th grade. Almost all, except for a couple of years when I had a friend who was also in school. So, I mean, but you know, your adolescent brain is just like, well, no, I have to be like my friends. I have to, like, and for me, it wasn't so much disability, it was weight. Weight was a big thing. And all my friends were like, of course, like pencil thin. You know, this was Ally McBeal time. Everybody looked like wearing those stupid little mini skirts. And I was like, I have to, like, I want to look like them. I want to wear those clothes. And like, and I could not, like, it was never going to happen no matter what I did. And all I did was screw myself up. So, yeah. So kids, don't be like your friends. They suck. It's fine.
If they're true friends, they'll push you to be you.
Yeah.
And, you know, they won't try to mimic each other.
Yeah. I didn't have great friends in high school. Only like one of them really held on, so yeah, not great.
Which is also brings up, why do people say that the best 4 years of your life are high school? They were the worst 4 years of my life.
Like you could not pay me to go back to high school.
Yeah.
No.
Same.
Not even, maybe college, but not high school.
Yeah. I would say, if anything, college is the best 4 years of your life. Not for me, because I didn't go traditional college, but not high school.
High school sucked.
High school was awful.
Like I had one good year.
If high school was the best time of your life, you peaked.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. The rest of your life is just downhill. Sorry.
And probably never grew up.
Yeah.
No.
Which is what I
a
also
lot
kind
of
of
the
noticed.
problem.
Is that a lot of times they don't seem to ever age mentally. It's like they're still stuck back then. And it's just kind of like, it's telling, because then I look back and say, why did I try to chase them? Why did I try to be like them when I was way out of their league?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think in a lot of ways, in high school, I would have been better off just being solo. But unfortunately, at least until I transferred high schools, that was not an option, specifically because of accessibility.
Right.
Like, I had to depend on other people in order to just get around.
Yeah.
Was the staff helpful, or were they?
Nope.
No.
Nope. Nope.
Of course
by
not.
the end of my sophomore year, a lot of the administration would walk by me and not acknowledge me.
Wow.
Because,
Why in the hell would you choose a profession dealing with children, and you know that children are going to have different abilities? Some are going to be disabled, some of them are going to be able-bodied but neurodivergent, or they could be physically disabled and mentally disabled, and all of these different mixes can happen.
I think some of it was they had this block because I went into like an advanced program in high school, and like you had to be accepted. And I think when they accepted me, they didn't know about my disability, and when they found out, they were like, "Well, wait a minute, this doesn't add up," you know. But I mean, the school itself was not super accessible, so my parents advocated for me, as parents should do.
Right.
And I mean, they were basically a pain in their ass.
Good.
And they didn't like that.
Yeah.
So by the end of the year, they were just...
But it just doesn't make sense.
And I'm glad you had someone behind you.
Yeah, I
to
am
help
too.
you. That's
I was
great.
thrilled that you had that.
Very lucky. I'm very lucky in that sense.
I had my parents, my parents had my back too. And there were many a times when they needed to be a pain in my school's ass.
Yeah.
No comment on my side.
But
Comment enough.
it just doesn't make sense to me why you would even choose a profession where you know that you have to teach everybody, and that some people are going to be different than the quote unquote typical or the normal, and then just ignore them. Why did you choose that profession?
So it wasn't just about a lot of the problems was with this one person, but really the whole staff. Like, they expected a lot more from us because we were advanced, which I understand, but also we're still teenagers.
Yes.
Right.
We're still going through puberty. We're still like absolutely fucking crazy. Like,
Exactly.
You can't put that on us. Like, they put a lot on us, and like if we didn't act in the way they wanted, they would like send notes home to the parent. Like, I remember at some point, like, they were like, we were apathetic about something, and I'm like, of course we are. We're teenagers. We don't care
Right.
about anything.
Yeah, I remember my one AP history teacher. Oh my God, she gave us enough homework every night that college students didn't even do. And
Yeah.
she would be like,
Man,
she would expect.
after AP classes.
Yeah,
After AP classes, college was so easy.
it was.
So easy.
It was very easy. But at the same time, it's just like, why are you expecting a 17, 16-year-olds to do the work that even 20-something-year-olds don't do?
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous. And that level that they expected us to be at would never match the maturity level that we were.
Yeah.
And I think it's unfair to us as kids to expect adults. You're expecting master's level work from a bunch of kids that are like, who gives a shit?
Like I'm smart, but I'm still a teenager.
Right.
Like, and the whole thing about we're preparing you for college. I got to college, I was like, I was not prepared because this is so freaking easy.
Yes.
Was college more accessible, or was that just as bad?
Yes and no. Like it was an old school, It's been around for well over 100 years at this point. But the staff was much more accommodating.
That's good.
Which I think makes a huge difference.
Yes.
Sure.
Because I lived on campus too. And so they were much more willing to make accommodations, to try and figure out how things work. And I feel a little bad for them because my freshman year, I lived in a dorm that was getting torn down the next year. But they started on it sort of ahead of time. And one day I go outside and the parking lot is dug up all around my car.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, so like I had to call the woman in the housing and like, I don't know how to tell you this. She's like, they did what? So like, she had to come and move my car for me because I couldn't get to it. It's just like that was not the school, that was like the contractor or whatever. But it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what in the world would make you... Who doesn't think to call the person and say, can you move your car? Why would you just dig a moat?
Well, they had told me I didn't have to move it because I needed to be able to get to it because it was in an accessible spot. And like, they were like, don't worry about it. And then like, I'm worried. So yeah, that was, I felt kind of bad. I was like, and they were so nice to me. Like that school, I love that place. Wingate University in Wingate, North Carolina. I love that place so much.
And I'm glad that you had a good, positive experience with, schooling. Because sometimes, in the case of Mike, his schooling was so horrible that the joy of learning is just kind of
Yeah, I get that.
Sucked it out of me.
And it's a shame because learning is awesome when in the right environment, of course, and with the right people. It can be really, really cool, or it can be sucking major shit. It would be like, Reality Bites and all that stuff that was popular in the 90s for those 90s kids.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't all great at college, but on overarching, it was a great experience, and I would go back. I would go back to college, because it really is. One, it's about the people. Two, I think one of the great things about college is you finally get to focus on stuff you're actually interested in.
Yep.
Right.
Like, I only had to take one math class, and that was it.
So did I. And it was nice. Not that I hate math, but it was nice.
Oh, I hate math. I hate math.
It's okay to say you hate math.
Yes, I mean, it is fine to say that. I didn't hate it, though. I enjoyed it in, like, certain classes I liked, and some I thought were stupid as hell. And,
I mean,
just beneath my learning.
I was doing okay in math, and then I got to algebra, and I was like, well, fuck this. 'Cause algebra killed me. But then I did geometry, and I did really well.
See, I was well, actually, no. I sucked at Algebra 1. Geometry, I hated. And then I did better with Algebra 2. And then math analysis, which is pre-calc, I aced.
Oh, no. So in North Carolina, I'm not sure exactly what the requirements are, but you need so many math classes to graduate. But they always are like, you should keep taking math because it looks good for college. I'm like, I got my first D in a math class. Like, this was not good. This was not a good look. Like, please let me stop taking math. They did finally, my senior year, when I was signed up to take 5 AP classes. They're like, okay, you don't have to take math your senior year of high school. But then I flipped my chair and ended up stuck in bed for 6 months, so it didn't matter anyway.
Oh, damn.
We had to take 4 years of math. We had to take 4 years of English, and for some godforsaken reason, we had to take 4 years of gym.
Ugh. Gym was like a whole other, like, that was the one bright spot of my 10th grade year, because the gym teacher, I had known her when I was in elementary school, and she was very good about figuring out how to accommodate me and incorporate me.
Good.
Unlike, the other ones who were like, well, I don't know what to do with you. Go roll around.
Isn't that kind of...
Wow.
Never mind. I'm not going to say it.
My biggest problem was foreign language classes. I failed Spanish like every year. I could never get the foreign language.
Foreign language is tough in high school because it's not really formatted. I honestly don't think it's formatted well in class. And it's just kind of thrown at you, and it's regurgitation instead of actually having to remember it as if it's another language. And, rote memorization is not great for everybody.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, I've been trying to learn French since I was 12, and I can hold very basic French conversation.
Right.
Like, my name is, how are you, kind of. But really,
where's the bathroom?
Really the only, yeah. Où est la toilette? Yes, but really the only way to really learn a language is to be immersed in it.
Yeah. Right.
Like, to not have a choice.
Yeah.
And it's hard in high school.
So I can't afford to go to France.
Yeah. And I have family members that speak Spanish, and I wanted to learn Spanish, and I know a good deal about it. And if I hear it, I can understand what they're saying. But if you were to ask me to say something in Spanish, I would be like, yeah. And it's just it would go over my head. And which is frustrating to me, because I felt like I should be able to ace this like I could everything else.
Yeah.
And it was like everything else came to me. Why can't this?
Yeah. Yeah. Spoken like a true overachiever.
Yep. I was a perfectionist.
He's the overachiever.
I would wait until the last minute possible to do my projects, and except one. I loved this dinosaur project we had to do, and I used pipe cleaners and homemade clay, and I made these dinosaurs and a diorama for each type of dinosaur to explain what they ate and their habitats and all that stuff. I was into that, but it also helped that my mother was working on that with me. But every other project, nah. I waited until the day of.
I mean, I'm trying to remember if I liked any projects we did. I don't think so.
I don't remember any. Oh yeah, there was one where I had to write basically a short book, real short story type book. I enjoyed that one, but otherwise,
yeah. I did. Did you have to do something like that?
I think it was autobiography.
A little mini, we had to write mini books. We could choose whether it was an autobiography or thriller or something like that.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think. The only projects I really enjoyed were in college, amazingly, because I took an interpersonal communications class, and the whole thing was literally a semester-long project with a group.
Mm-hmm.
And you pick the group the first day, and some of my group, because one of them, she was a non-traditional student, so she was probably in her 40s at the time, and she acted like a child, like a literal child. One day she got mad at something because I ended up becoming the de facto leader because nobody else would. I decided to make our project on tattoos because I've always really liked tattoos. And she was a pastor's wife. She was she did not like that the other people in the group liked that we wanted to do tattoos. But I remember one day something, I don't know what it was that upset her, but she left and she crashed her car into a sign because she was so upset.
Damn.
Wow.
And our professor, God bless his soul, he's not with us any longer. He was the best. I loved him so much. And he is the one, I think, who really made me feel like I could be a functional adult.
Mm-hmm.
He was she's crazy. You're acting like an adult. She is not. And I mean, but that was a really cool thing because we got to, this whole overarching, learn about tattoos in different cultures, the Maori culture. We did had a couple of the guys go to a local tattoo studio and film somebody getting tattooed for because we ended up doing it a talk show, our presentation, a talk show. And of course she had to be the anti. Like, you know what it says in the Bible? Like, yep, I don't care. Like, the Bible, I'm like, you know what? It also says you shouldn't cut your hair. She had short hair.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
you
also
shouldn't
not
wear
supposed-
jewelry.
Nope.
You don't wear mixed fabric. Like, you stop picking and choosing.
Yes. Finally, somebody else said it. Stop picking and choosing. You either follow everything that he says, no eating pork or shellfish, no cotton blends. Although, why not? I don't understand that one. But apparently they hated cotton back then.
Most of them. Like, don't shave your beard. Don't be around women when they're on the periods. I'm like, these are just men being stupid.
Exactly.
God did not say this. There is no way.
No, I don't believe that.
God does not care if you shave your beard.
No.
Yeah, and we're not supposed to cut our hair. You're not supposed to have tattoos. Well, I got tattoos because I love them.
Yeah.
And it's a sign of art.
My first tattoo when I turned 40. I'm like,
I love them. How can you not like it? It's a great way to showcase your art or somebody else's art that you love.
Yeah.
And they're symbolic. And I find meaning in, it isn't a desecration of your body. It's an honoring.
It was about taking back control of my body. Because growing up disabled, I had to have 10 surgeries between the ages of 4 and 15.
Jeez.
I didn't have control over that. I didn't get to choose. I have scars pretty much all over from them. Not pretty scars, like ugly scars. And I'm like, you know what? If my body's going to be scarred, it's going to be scarred the way I want it to be scarred.
Yeah.
And like that was a big thing for me about the tattoos. Like, I want to choose
Right.
what my skin looks like. And that was just really powerful to me.
I think it is.
Like,
very
finally
powerful.
getting to that point.
Yeah.
And like for me, tattoos signify that in my head, my body is beautiful. And sometimes, especially as a female in America, it's growing up as a teenager, that thinness that you were talking about earlier, where everybody has to be a walking toothpick because Ally McBeal was a walking toothpick at the time. And
Well, heroin chic was the look in the 90s.
yes, it was. And we couldn't all attain that. And that's okay. We shouldn't try to attain all of that. But I never thought my body was beautiful. But now that, even though I have tattoos, I'm not fully covered, so there's still skin you can see. But I see them as me giving my body the permission to be as it is and find it beautiful too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, whatever, as long as it's not causing you excruciating pain, I think what we do with our bodies is, well, just whatever we want to do with it.
Yeah.
It's our body. We live in it.
Yeah. It's not affecting you. It's fine.
Right.
And like also the tattooing process feels kind of good.
It does.
It does.
Like, I can't explain it.
It hurts, but it feels good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a weird, like, that dopamine rush.
Yes. It's a very big dopamine rush. And
Yeah.
I love it when people say, that's permanent. Oh, really? I never thought that. You don't say.
That's when you pull up your pant leg and go, these scars are also permanent.
Yeah.
Somebody warned me about them.
Exactly. So how old were you when you realized that you had osteogenesis imperfecta?
That's something I've always known. That's I think it was official when I was born, like, that they diagnosed me then. Because obviously at the time the prenatal diagnosis really wasn't an option.
Yeah.
Because I'm old.
You're younger than me.
No.
Yes.
But yeah, it's something I've always known. It's like it was never something I like learned and was like, oh my god. No, it's always been a thing. Because the big thing about OI is you break your bones a lot.
Yep.
And so when you're breaking your bones a lot, you kind of get a clue. You're like, okay. I had my first surgery when I was 4. So
Was that surgery from breaking a bone?
It was to implant rods. I have steel rods in both legs, or both bones in my legs, to sort of to keep the bone. So like when it breaks, it won't separate. The bones won't move.
Gotcha.
It sort of acts like an internal cast in a way. So yeah, it was to not really prevent the bones from breaking, but to keep them stable when they do inevitably break.
Which, when think about it, it's kind of weird. I'm going to break your bone to make sure you don't break your bones.
Yeah. Don't ask me to explain the medical profession.
When was your last broken bone? How long has it been?
So it's really interesting because another thing about OI is sometimes you can break a bone and not know it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But the last one I know about was 2018. So I had a very long stretch from 2000 to 2018 where I did not have any breaks.
Wow.
And then in 2018, my leg was bothering me. I'm like, I pulled a muscle. It was one of those things where I was like, wasn't a big deal. It was fine. It was just sort of annoying. And then I did pull a muscle in that leg, like really badly pulled my hamstring. And the next day I was still having a hard time with it. My mom's like, I'm taking you to the ER. And I was like, okay, fine. Now, if I had just laid in bed all day, I probably would have been fine because I spent all day at the ER laying on a gurney. And by the time I left, the muscle was fine. But we discovered that I had broken my femur at some point.
Damn.
Wow.
Don't know when. It wasn't bothering me. Like a lot of the hallmarks when I break a bone, swelling, the skin gets really hot. Like you would think I would have gone into shock or something.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. No idea.
Yeah, because
I don't know how it happened.
Usually, like, it's warm. Like, it starts off warm and then it gets really, really hot. And then it's red. Like, no matter what color skin you have, it is red. And you end up with, like, sometimes you get it distorted look in your whatever body part you broke. Yeah. Like, Mike's finger looked weird. My finger was facing the other direction than it was supposed to. And again, I was not cheating at cards, but because my family loves to make fun of me for that, and I wasn't cheating. But it's just...
I broke my finger.
Yeah, I broke my finger because somebody was overzealous. You've heard of the game Spoons, right?
Yeah, isn't it like Speed, sort of?
Yes. It's very dangerous, apparently, to have fingers. And I had my hand out reaching for the spoon, and somebody's body came flying at my hand and broke my finger. And so, yeah. And you usually notice those things. And the fact that you didn't either means that you have an incredibly high tolerance for pain.
Got used to it.
I do have a high tolerance.
Which makes sense because with as many surgeries as you've had, I would think that you kind of get used to that level of pain, and it's not quite so shocking anymore. And I think that also would be dangerous too.
I mean, I feel pain. Like, don't get me wrong, like I feel pain, but it was not the excruciating pain I associated with having a broken bone. And also, it had been 18 years since I had broken a bone. Like,
right.
Like it's weird. And that's another thing about tattoos. People will be like, "Those hurt." I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, there's pain and there's pain.
Yeah.
And I've done pain. I can handle pain.
Yeah, that's a good pain. It feels good to me. I like the feeling of it, and it also takes away from my constant pain. Yeah. And so it's a nice kind of break. Poor choice of words, sorry.
Totally fine.
No pun intended.
The last tattoo, or my most recent tattoo, which is only my second tattoo. I only have 2 at this point. But it took about 5 hours, and it really didn't start to bother me until about hour 4. Because it was going up, like the shading and stuff, and I'm like, okay, now it's starting to edge into pain. But it still is like nothing compared to like other stuff I've dealt with. Like,
yeah.
So from what you were told, you probably don't remember, but did you, like growing up, learning to walk and crawl, was that like, were you falling and breaking things that young, or what did that look like?
Well, I think the thing about OI, at least for me, the diagnosis, I had broken my bones in utero and they had healed. So I had fractures before I was even born. I did. So one of my mom's favorite stories, because my grandma is very like, I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat this. I'm the golden child. I'm sorry. I didn't ask to be. I am. I didn't want to be. But the first time I rolled over, she had put me on her bed and I rolled off the bed and broke my collarbone. And so my mom likes to tell that story. Like, you're not perfect. Grandma, you're not perfect. So, I don't remember like my first break or anything like that. I did, as a kid, walk some. I had leg braces and a walker. Sometimes I used like the Foley arm crutches. Eventually it just became, because I would get injured and it's just too much. It's not worth it. Like, walking is not that great. I don't know what everybody's so excited about.
I would love to find out why they're excited about walking, and maybe it's because I'm not paralyzed or quadriplegic.
Yeah.
You walked for 40 years.
Yeah, and I hated every minute of it.
Well, like a toddler can do it. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Like, it's way harder to maneuver the world on wheels, let me tell you. Like, don't even. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I do know, thankfully, my parents were never accused of abuse or anything like that, as far as I know.
Which is good and terrifying in and of itself, because...
Well, I mean, OI, a lot of the times, if it's not diagnosed, a lot of people will automatically assume abuse.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, sort of understandable.
Yes.
You've got a kid coming in with break after break after break. And OI is considered a rare disease. It's, between 20 and 50,000 cases in the U.S. I don't know why there's such a huge discrepancy. 20 to 50,000, like,
it's a big difference.
There's 30,000 people, we don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
But I can only assume it's because there's so many different types that the less severe ones often get overlooked.
Probably.
As being OI. So yeah, I'm trying, like, there are certain things I remember that I'm just like, that's a weird thing to remember. Like, I remember one time I was in school and I was using my crutches and I just sort of sat down really hard on the floor. And you would think I broke my tailbone, but nope, I was fine. Like, I don't know why I remember that, but I did.
Is OI hereditary, genetic?
It is, but not for me. Okay. I am a genetic mutation. I am an X-Men. We did genetic testing when I was young. Went back like 3 generations on both sides. No OI.
Wow.
I just got lucky.
You got the superpower.
Yep. Woo. Yeah, that's what I tell kids. I tell them I'm an X-Men.
You are, basically.
Yeah.
I'm a mutant.
And that's just weird. And how, I wonder who it was then. Like, if it was 5, 6, maybe 7 generations back in your family that may have started that mutation and then it manifested into you. But it's hard to say because DNA is kind of fickle and a pain in the ass.
I mean, yeah, if I were to have a kid, which will not happen, no thank you, there would be a 50% chance, assuming my partner did not have OI, there would be a 50% chance the kid would have OI. So it is hereditary, but it doesn't have to be hereditary.
Okay. Right.
It's not like one of those things where like both parents have to be a carrier or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I always thought it was mostly hereditary. I had never heard of anybody, like, I hadn't read anything of it either, because I know some people that have OI. Theirs isn't as severe as yours, but they, it was because both parents were carriers and they got it that way. But I had never heard of, I guess, like, spontaneously getting it.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much all the stories you hear are about OI in families. That's pretty much everything. A woman I used to work with, her daughter has OI, and I'm pretty sure she was a genetic mutation. She and her husband didn't have OI. So, like, we're just weird.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
There are certain
Let's
things
embrace
that are
it.
just weird. I mean, I just recently read it how what I have, CRPS, can be autoimmune, but it also cannot be autoimmune. Like, it depends on the person. And it's just like, what?
Yeah.
It's just
No
weird.
wonder doctors can't figure anything out.
Yeah.
What has your experience with the medical field been like? Are doctors pretty good with it now, or do a lot of them not really know what to do?
There's no, like, I'm trying to be diplomatic.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm a tough patient. I will admit that. I am a smartass. I will talk back. I will not, like, be, like, cute and sweet. And,
Right.
like, I just won't. When I was in college, my freshman year of college, right on the heels of flipping my chair my senior year of high school, I flipped my chair again in college. And they took me to the ER downtown. And first of all, it was my first time in an ambulance. And let me tell you, if you have broken bones, maybe avoid an ambulance.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because they're like, nope, they didn't do anything. No ice packs, nothing.
Really?
Like, and and my mom was with me, and I know she's thinking they're going to shove you out onto the highway. Because I'm back there thinking I had broken both my legs and my arm. I was like, with my broken arm and my 2 broke legs, I can drive better than this. Like, but and they took a long way to the hospital because they thought it would be better to go on the highway. Like, they have no shock. I don't know. They have no shock absorbers.
No, they don't.
Like, what are you doing? I guess because most people are unconscious. I don't know. But anyway, I got there, get in the ER, and this doctor comes in. He couldn't have been that much older than me. And he goes, "So, Laura, how many bones have you broken?" You ever look at a chart? Like, if you see OI, you're like, the immediate. I literally said, "How many are there?" He said, "A lot." And I went, "Uh-huh."
Mm-hmm.
And my ortho was in surgery. And I guess this doctor went and called my ortho in surgery and was like, "I don't think she likes me." And they sent in another female doctor this time who was much better. But I'm like, I just imagine my ortho, who had known me since I was born, laughing his ass off.
Yep.
This guy being like, "You damn right she didn't like you." You know, like, so yeah, so I mean, I've had my experiences with doctors. When I was 4-ish, I broke my femur, and you know how pain radiates. So like sometimes you'll feel the pain elsewhere, and I kept saying like it was in my knee. So my parents took me to the doctor to have me x-rayed. Again, my ortho was not there. The ortho on call was like, "Just x-ray her knee." And like they sent me home in a splint from the knee down or whatever. I went into shock because I had broken my femur, which is above the knee for anyone who doesn't know. And like the next day, my ortho laid into that guy. And like they worked in the same practice. He avoided us every time we came in from then on. It's like, no thanks. So, I mean, it's better with doctors who know me, who see me more regularly. It's harder with doctors, like when I broke my leg in 2018, and the guy was like, "Well, they just call like a random ortho to get their opinion," and it's like, he doesn't know jack about anything.
Right.
Like, they were like, "We're going to put you in this," it was like I don't remember what it's called, but it was a weird splint. It was like half a cast that went on the back of your leg, and like, I was like, I got back in my chair and I took that off. I was like, "No, this is not going to work. I'm not doing this." Because when they put it on, the edge of it hit exactly where the break was. So it was like doing this number on the break, and I'm like, "This is not going to work." And he's like, "Well, this is what the orthopedist said." I'm like, "The orthopedist is an idiot. I'm not wearing this." and like the nurse was like, "Well, I have to go ask him if you can take it off." I'm like, "Go ahead. I'm still gonna take it off." Like, I'm a horrible patient because I have no patience. I'm like, if you are going to be in a profession that requires you to deal with people who are in pain, who, like, I'm coming to you because I need an expert.
Right.
And like, if you don't know what's going on, if you don't know, like, the horrible thing was shift changed right before I left. So they were trying to figure out how to get me from the gurney back into my chair. Now, there are 3 nurses standing there. They can't figure this out. And I'm like, fuck this. And I just, like, sort of fell off the gurney into my chair. Why? It's probably not, but I wanted to leave. I was like, I don't have time to deal with you people. I was like, I want to go home. So, I mean, it really is, and I know it's just worse now. That's been 9 years. And I know it's worse now because of staffing shortages and the whole insurance debacle, healthcare.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to be an asshole to get proper care nowadays.
You really
for
do.
sure.
You really do. And you need to have, if you're disabled, you need to have somebody with you because they will not listen to you.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Like that time in 2018, my parents were there and my younger sister was there. And my sister is a Capricorn, and you do not mess with Capricorn. We just let her go. Just go ahead, do your thing.
I feel like they never really listened. I mean, I had asthma, and I kept having asthma attacks when I was in school, whether it was from gym or just, hay fever type of thing. And the doctor kept saying, "Oh, you don't have asthma." I'm turning blue. I am passing out from not being able to breathe. What the hell is it then? And they're like, she wouldn't believe that I hadn't. She gave me an inhaler, acting like I was begging for it. I'm like 8 or 9 years old at this time. Like I'm, a drug addict. She's looking at me like that. And
I'm really
it's like
getting high off this oxygen.
Yeah. And it's ridiculous because I don't remember a time really when my mom didn't have to fuss at the doctor to look again or to, check again type of thing. Because I've said this before, when I broke my finger, not cheating, at first the doctor's like, I don't see anything wrong. And my mom's like, her finger's purple. That doesn't happen because of nothing. Look again. And she said it in her mom voice with, that growl that people get. And he looked again and he's like, oh, well, yeah, it is broken. What do you know? And it's like, they never listen.
Yeah.
And I think if you're going into that profession, you can't help anybody. You can't fix a damn thing if you don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think, I was, again, really lucky. I had the same orthopedist and the same pediatrician pretty much from birth. Until they have both passed now. Until I was about 17 when I, transitioned to seeing an adult physician. And then also I didn't really need to see my orthopedist that much because I wasn't really breaking. Maybe it was more like 18, 19, but, point stands, that I didn't need to see them. And now it's really hard because everyone is so specialized.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need a foot guy or an ankle guy, or I need an orthopedic. I need a bone guy, all the bones, just the bones.
Mm-hmm.
Not this one bone, but all the bones.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's really, really hard to find, and so it's like, I hope I don't need an ortho anytime soon.
Yeah,
they're
very.
A lot of the focus on OI is on kids. If you look at all the research, it's all about kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we grow up.
Yeah. It doesn't go away.
We grow up, it still exists.
Mm-hmm.
I think because a lot of the focus is on OI type 2, which is the fatal type.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you watch, have you seen all the St. Jude's commercials?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All those kids have OI.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents took me to St. Jude when I was little, and the guy said I had rickets.
Wow.
What?
According to my mom, he was like, you should get a second opinion, but I think it's rickets. Rickets.
No.
And I don't remember that either. I was very young.
Mm-hmm.
But, also my orthopedist used me in, a presentation when I was very young to, other doctors. I'm like, I really got it. It's for real. So yeah, the medical industry is
Fucked up.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in a word, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you mean Shriners Children's?
Yes, I did. I meant
Okay.
Shriners. Thank you.
You're welcome. Because St.
All
I
right.
was like thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, I thought St. Jude did cancer. And then,
Yeah.
St. Jude has other problems, but yes, I meant Shriners. So yeah, I was like, I just told the story. I should have got that right.
We're running out of time, but before we
Okay.
go, I wanted to talk about your podcast.
Yes.
What, I guess, inspired you? I know you kind of said you were listening to podcasts because of the pandemic, but how did you come up with your topic and what you talked about? I think it's a pretty
Well,
obvious answer, but
Yeah. I mean, I've always tried to educate people on disability. When I was in school, my friend who's a paraplegic and we started talking to like the younger grades. And I've tried to do a blog at one point, but I don't know, I couldn't keep up. And I was like, well, I'll try this podcast thing. You know, I thought I'd do like 30 episodes and I'd be like, well, that was fun. And, you know, now I'm almost to my 200th episode, which
Wow.
is insane to me. And it's very weird because I know I don't act like it, but I'm a very big introvert. And so, like, even though I don't do video on my podcast, putting my voice out there was so like intimidating
Yep.
that it took me a year from thinking of the idea to actually doing it. But the whole point was, there's this quote that's attributed to Scott Hamilton where the only disability in life is a bad attitude,
Right.
which is bullshit. and I'm like, if my only disability was my attitude, I'd be doing great. You know, so and I've always really had a problem with inspiration porn and just the whole, oh, you're so inspired. No, I'm not. I didn't do anything. I mean, you know, if you want to be inspired by me, great, but be inspired because I did something, not because I got out of bed.
Right.
right.
Like, that's not.
Or you opened a door.
Yeah. Or you went out in public. I mean,
Yeah.
like, thanks. You know, I would like the Nobel Peace Prize too. Thank you. I think I've earned it more than he has, but whatever.
Yes, you have.
But you know, that was my whole thing. Like, I didn't want to be another source of inspiration. I wanted to actually talk about realities of it, the bullshit that we deal with, the ableism that, like, I wanted it to be a place where, like, it was okay for a disabled person to be angry. Because anyone who's been disabled for any length of time, like, you're expected to be happy.
Right.
Like, there's like this, you know, like, you're not supposed to be mean. You're supposed to be jolly. And I'm like, no, I've never been jolly a day in my life. Like, I'm very acerbic. I'm very sarcastic, obviously. Like, I'm not this avatar of disability that, you know, people imprint on us.
Right.
And that was my goal, was just to have a place where people could be realistic about what it means to be disabled.
Is it available on all the major platforms?
It is available on all the platforms.
Okay.
Spotify, Apple, Amazon. Does Google Podcasts still exist? I don't even
Yeah,
know.
I think so. I
You
don't
can
know.
go-
There's so many.
You can go to the website, badattitudespod.com. It lists them all. You can have an RSS feed, so wherever you listen, you can listen to it. So yeah, it's wherever you get your podcasts.
Exactly. And then your other website is fairynerdy.com.
Verynerdy.com for, I was like, nerdy, sarcastic, feminist is my tagline, but it's more like nerdy, sarcastic, fuck Trump at this point.
Yes.
You know, someday I'll get to go back to making my little, like, fandom-based stuff, but not today.
All right. And then how can people find you on social media?
Social media, you can follow me at Fairy Nerdy or at Bad Attitudes Pod. Pretty much all the platforms. If you don't find me, I'm probably not there. Like, I just deleted my TikTok because
Yep.
of
So did
the
we.
new owner. And
Yeah.
that's a that's a no-go. Delete
Yeah.
your TikTok, folks.
Yep. Agreed. Thank you so much for joining us
thank you.
today.
Thank you.
It has been an absolute
fun.
pleasure.
This is so much fun.
It is, and I appreciate it.
And this will
And you'll
be,
be on my podcast.
Yes.
I was about to say, this will be irrelevant, but in about 2 days, we'll be talking to you again.
Yep, absolutely.
Looking forward to it.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
so
you.
much.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you for listening to The Othering Podcast by Mike and Dory. Please like and follow us on all of your favorite social media.
The Othering Podcast is produced by LoudCore Productions, graphics by Josh, and music by Jordy James.